I'm planning a hardware upgrade. So let me explain. I want to play more video games, and I started looking around at how much disk space I actually had. Now I've got several drives in my box. I've got a 3 terabyte data drive. I have a 512 gigabyte SSD for the boot drive. I also have another 512 gigabyte drive, which is a hard drive. I'll talk about that in a minute. But I was looking to upgrade and have some more space because I only had about 140 gig free on my SSD, and I prefer to install the games on the SSD. So I was looking at a variety of options, and I actually put a poll up on one of the Google groups. I said, should I? Okay, brief history of this machine. I believe, I may be wrong, that this started off as a Windows 7 PC, at least on the drive, which was upgraded to Windows 8, which was upgraded to Windows 8.1, which was upgraded to Windows 10, and several times, the updates for Windows 10. So the drive is, and I've cleaned it. I've went through and done various tools to purge it so that it is relatively clean. There's no old Windows install stuff on there, but it is getting a little crufty. And so I was debating whether to actually just move it to another larger hard drive and extend the partition, or start with a clean install. And it was interesting, nearly 70% on the System Builders group on Google Plus said start with a clean install. And I go, yeah, but that's a little bit painful. So I thought, okay, if I buy a 2 terabyte drive, then I can partition it into 2 1 terabyte drives. Or the idea would be that I would clone my 512 current SSD onto the 2 terabyte drive, extend its partition out to 1 terabyte, and then I have another terabyte on the SSD. And then I can do a new install on that SSD, on that free 1 terabyte space, and have a clean install. So I get the best of both worlds. I'll dual boot. Now, what have I done in preparation for this? Well, the first thing I did was I went and got out of storage because of my move. As you can see, I'm still in disaster right now. My office is a true disaster. I got out my old scrap build PC. I built that about 2 years ago. It's got two 3 terabyte drives in there in RAID 0. So I use that sort of as my backup system. So I brought that out and I completely backed up everything I could on here. Now, I mentioned I have a 512 gigabyte or 500 gigabyte hard drive in this box, which I've been using as an image backup. So in Windows 10, you can create an image backup. And if you've got a spare hard drive, which I happen to have, it will back up your boot drive as an image to that drive. And there are tools to restore it. So that took a long time because it's just going through there. So then I've optimized it, cleaned everything, emptied emptied all the recycle bins, and cleaned and done everything I could to prepare the system for an upgrade. So hopefully things will go well. The only thing that's a challenge right now is I don't have all my longer DVI cables. So my computer is actually behind my desk because I can't put it under my desk because the cables aren't long enough. Yeah, it's buried somewhere in some boxes that eventually I will find, along with my UPSs, because I have 3 UPSs, fairly big UPS boxes, actually 4. I've got a 4th one just for the network stuff. But they're all boxed up somewhere too. They boxed up everything. That's the problem. Best idea is if you're boxing up things, make sure you label it and build a cheat sheet which shows you what's in each box. If you're having other people box it up, it's sort of a nightmare. I don't know if I'd ever do that, do a move where other people came in and boxed it unless I was more involved in labeling things. But hopefully this is my last move. So that's what I'm planning on doing. If things work out, I'll be playing a lot more video games and putting some more content up. If it doesn't work out, I'm probably going to go to some place and scream help. Depends upon how painful things are. So that's what I'm doing. I'm planning an upgrade, change it. Replacing a motherboard is actually, to me, is actually easier than replacing the hard disk and operating system. Though I've downloaded Windows 10 and everything, you know, the install media and everything, so I can do that. So it'll be an interesting little bit of time, and hopefully I'll be back up and running maybe tonight. I'm waiting for the hard disk, my 2 terabyte drive to arrive. It's supposed to arrive today, but Amazon hasn't yet delivered it. So thank you for watching my video.